Hi all, right back with more Normandy at the beginning and the end, using the one in the storm, solo expansion, playing scenario 1, patrol in the front. It's my part 11. Just straight back after yesterday actually, so got a couple of days off work, so I see I left things here with us activating this. We were going to do this. Before activation, we did identify that last intel marker. There was another airborne company, wasn't it? So yeah, so we're just about to activate him. I don't know. Last night I went away last night and was thinking I'm not sure this is giving me the buzz that I was hoping for. On saying that, when I was about to hit record here earlier, I was quite keen on getting back to it. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure, just because everyone's so close together, and I mean you're just rushing up to each other and opening up, really, aren't you? I don't know. The fact that the AI get 2 actions over our 1 is obviously going to be hugely beneficial to them, but we are grabbing the objective markers. Yeah, I'm not sure this is my type of thing. This is my type of game. Now, I spoke before on one of the, I think it was part 9 that I've just uploaded halfway through. I think I go off on a little bit about talking about tactical games and if they're for me or not. Conflict of Heroes I really liked. Heroes of Normandy, couldn't quite get into it, but I was just because, I thought it was because of the solo system. Now, I then talked about Fields of Fire, and that's one of my favourite games, for sure. But you've got to remember, Fields of Fire is just a solo game. And not just that, it's played totally different. It's on cards, it's not hex, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's counters but not hexes. Don't get me wrong, I think war games are great. Hex and counter war games, hexes are great. But there's just something about Fields of Fire in the way that it's nothing like this type, is it? I mean, you're putting primary directions of fire down and volumes of fire down, and different weapons do different things, and it's a totally different thing from this, I think. But I think I get the feeling this type of tactical game, although like I say, I did like Conflict of Heroes, and that was quite similar to this. Maybe not as many counters though, is it? Conflict of Heroes, it doesn't have as many counters, so maybe there's something in there. This is very similar to Heroes of Normandy, and I can see it's very similar to like Advanced Squad Leader and the likes, which isn't really, well, it's not got a solo. I think they did originally back in the day. They brought out a solo module for it, didn't they? But I think it's kind of hard to get. It's out of print or whatever. Because I mean, I've got the starter kit number 1, but it's not really much good to me because I need to be able to play solo, and I find it difficult playing two-handed. Okay, I've been trying it recently. I've got Unconditional Surrender. It's still set up on my table there. I hopefully will go back to it and finish that. I shouldn't have started that next scenario really, but whether I might cop out and just get off. There's no need to get at the table just now, so I'm kind of leaving it set up. Anyway, yeah, I just don't know if this is my kind of thing. But again, like I said, I was quite keen to hit record and get going again. So we'll see. And maybe scenario 2. My worry is though that I move on to scenario 2, start it, and then get these feelings about I'm not so sure if it's for me or not, and then bail out on it. And I find it really quite rude to leave a game halfway through. But I've been guilty of doing it on 2 or 3 occasions, unfortunately. So I don't want to do that if I can help it. Anyway, okay, let's just get on with the game and we'll see how we go. Right, so Lieutenant Essig has been activated, and he's got all his platoons are intact. One there, and the other one here's can't do double time. And then the machine gun. So, clearly we want to reach this. Now, on reaching this, we are then going to be... Well, in fact, this is in line of sight of this. Oh, that's a point. We could actually fire on that. I mean, we've only got him. Although we could have a fire group of these two, couldn't we? The problem being is that this is 3 hexes away. So we would only get half of its firepower. Now, hold on, no. No, I don't think that can see that. Oh yeah, no it can. This is adjacent to the bocage there. So we can see into that hex. And this is adjacent to the bocage here. I don't know, actually. Let me try and find the bocage thing again. Right, so this is the exclusive rules regarding bocage again. So as it's been described, bocage limits visibility. This means that basically bocage hex sides block line of sight, but there's a clear line of sight in the following specific cases. Line of sight crossing one bocage hex when at least one platoon is adjacent to the bocage hex side. Yeah, so that could mean that somebody, if I was sitting in there, then a German unit could see me from like there, assuming they had the range. You know, we're talking about firing on it. It could see me in here. However, if it was back in here, that would not be the case. And then it carries on, line of sight crossing 2 bocage hex sides when both platoons are adjacent to these 2 bocage hex sides. I'm not sure that is the case then in the example I'm looking at. It gives you examples here, and I thought it's map D, so I thought I'd bring it out just in case it brought. So it says one platoon at D306. It's all the way down here, Grant. Let me get a couple of counters of things. So D306 is, no, actually it's up here. It's there. It's in a white wood text. Has clear line of sight with D507, which is here. Yeah, I understand that one. I understand that. This is adjacent to this bocage, this is adjacent, so they can see each other, no problem. Right, it says, but not with a platoon placed on D508. So that means there. Okay. Yeah, because I suppose line of sight there is crossing it's crossing these 2 bocage hex sides, and this is not adjacent to it. If it was here it'd be fine, here it'd be fine. It's not adjacent. So okay, get that. Or a platoon at D610, which is down here. So I know I'm coming. Can I not zoom out a bit? D610 has clear line of sight with an enemy platoon at 1207. Right, that's going this way. 1207's way up there. Ah, yeah. Because again, they're both adjacent to the bocage hex side. That one there, and that one there, and then there's nothing in between. It's just all open hexes. And a platoon placed it on D1209, which is here, has clear line of sight with the enemy infantry platoon on at 910, and vice versa. 910 is here. Yeah, I'm getting all them. I guess, yeah, because there's nothing in between here. I mean, if there's a bocage hex side in between there, that stops the line of sight. They need to be adjacent to it. It doesn't need, the distance doesn't matter. They need to be adjacent to it and be able to see it. Okay. I'm not sure really that did help with what I was trying to see, but I don't think so, because again, if I look at this, I'm looking at line sight to there. That's crossing through 1, 2, 3 bocage hex sites. It's crossing through this one in the middle. So I think that's what stops that. I think if he's here, it's fine. You can see him because he's only crossing through the 2 and he's adjacent. They are adjacent to the bocage hex side, but because it's crossing through that extra one in between, then that's a no. Right, okay. We're going with that. So, right, I don't need that anymore. Right. Oh, I think I'm about to have a beer. It's really warm, and I was out of my bike today. I'm trying to get back out of my bike, try and do a bit. I gave up it for quite a few years, and it's been the only exercise I used to do, and so I forced myself the last 2 days. It's been pretty hard going, right? But anyway, not getting any younger either. Coming up for 60 the end of this year, so yeah, it's harder now to do these things, but it means I deserve the drink afterwards, deserve my cold beer afterward. Okay. So if I do want to fire at this, I'm only going to be firing with that one platoon. Now that's got attack of 6. It would be at range 2 into a 3 defense. And is there 2 platoons in there? There is. But I mean, you're looking at where's the combat results table? Combat chart with a 6. Bearing in mind that they're going to be now hold on. Does the bocage put a penalty to? I don't think it does it? I've just put that away. I mean, could it be in this unexclusive rules? I don't. Furthermore, dice roll for any AP fire attack with line of sight crossing a bocage hex has a +1 modifier. Well, it does. It's not going to show it in the chart because this is exclusive rules. Oh no, it does. I lie. It tells us there, and I would have thought it did as well because it is. I mean, the bocage. This is the Normandy game that all these the charts come at. Yeah, shoot passes. Right, shot passes through one edge of a bocage, only AP +1. Now I wonder if I missed that. I don't think so actually. I think most of the combat has been up and around the town area, which is just fields. There's no bocage hex sides in that town area, and just the fields round about. So that's fine. So that would incur a +1. We would get a -1 for the automatic fire. So that would cancel that out. He's got 2 platoons, so it'd be a -1 for that for 6 steps. So that would be the modifier, -1. And yeah, on the 6 column, we'd need a result of at least 3. So a 7. Yeah, we need to roll a 7 to get a hit. Is that worth it? It might be worth it, you know that? It might be worth it. Can we reach this? I want one of these guys to reach that. Well, surely this guy can. Is it 2 into the... Where's my terrain chart going? It's down the bottom. It's White Woods, isn't it? Yeah, it's 2 movement into White Woods. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. And he can't double time. I mean, I could move him 1 extra by moving him into here, but I don't see what good that does. Okay, I think I'm going to take this fire on then. Yeah, so we're going to give this an attack order. This platoon underneath. To fire at this hex here. And rather than me just go through it all again, we've got an attack of 6. +1 for the bocage. Rather than me go shoot it all again, I'll go shoot it all again. +1 for the blocage, -1 for the automatic fire, but however, -1 for the hex having 6 steps. And it was 2 units, wasn't it? That's 2 platoons. Yeah, 6 steps. Okay, so, and the divisor, it's a fields hex, so it's got a value of 3. So on the 6 column, like I said we needed a 7. We're getting a -1 to a 7. So that would take us to a 6, giving us the 3 result that we get. I mean, don't get me wrong, if we were able to get a very low result, we would get 2 hits on them. But I'm not being greedy. I'm just wanting 1 hit. So we're going to go for this. In fact, no, hang on. I'm going to open that beer because I'm really got a thirst now. Okay, that's so much better. So, cheers. Right, I don't know. I was on pause there and speaking away. Right, I'll need to look back in the video, but I'll just continue. I've just noticed that and I was talking away. Well, I don't know if we've seen the dice roll or not. I rolled a 7, which is exactly what I needed. 7 with a -1 takes it. Well, 7 was a 2 result. With a -1 was a 3 result. It's in a field hex, so one of these were taking a hit. I rolled the dice randomly between the first one and the second one. It was the second one that took the hit. So he's got a -1 on step loss, and he's there and there. And yeah, I started talking about the fact that these can react, and that's helped a little bit because that reduced their fire factor. Well, in fact, they would have been reacting at half, which was 12, which was 6. Now they're reacting at half of 11, which is 5, so it's going to take it down 1. And yeah, that bit I came across on that chart that said, that's right there, isn't it? That's, without reaction markers, FF to react greater than or equal to 5. This is only in the chart, it's not in the rulebook, so I'm going to assume it counts and probably makes some sense. So what it's saying is they're not going to react unless they've got at least 5 fire factors. Now, I'm assuming the 5 means after you've cut things in half, because without reaction markers, you have to cut your fire factor by half anyway. So I'm assuming it means after you've cut it in half, you need at least a 5 to go ahead with it. And then they'll, if that's not, they'll not bother, because obviously the chances of it being successful aren't going to be lower, aren't they? Okay, good. So he's marked finished. This guy. Right, and then I'm going to move the double time guy. Now remember, he's not got double time, he just can't use double time. So I'll take that off now. And I'm just going to move him. Yeah, I'm going to move him into here. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm just going to stop there. However, when I reach there, he yeah, he can't see that. He can't see that. He would need to be adjacent to that blockage. But he can. Well, yeah, because we're adjacent to this blockage, they're adjacent to that blockage. Yeah, I think that one's fine, because I could definitely fire on him. I think that's the same. I'm going to treat it as the same. So he does want to consider a reaction fire. He does have 1 movement point left, but the only place I can move him is here, and I think we're better just staying in the White Woods, aren't we? Yeah. So I'm not going to move him any further anyway. So it's going to be marked finished. I get the feeling they're not going to react here though, because we looked at this previously, and because there's other units. Let me just get this chart. This player aid out here again. I think it'll tell us straightforward here. So, well, I have just worked out that it's not got a reaction marker on it, but I have just worked out that it's got 11 fire factors. Because it's not got a reaction marker, that's half rounded down. Oh, no, I take it back. Damn, that one rounds up. I forgot about that. Hope I've not blundered with that one already. Geez, I might have done. Yeah, I forgot that. This is the only thing that rounds up in the game. Everything else, whenever you cut something in half or divide something, you round it down. Apart from fire factors. So in actual fact, they've got 11, which is half to 5.5. So they do actually, it does round up to 6. So they do have the fire factor. And they're in offensive mode. But it says, if there are no other non-routed player platoons or companies remaining to be activated when 3 hexes roll in D10, and with a result greater than or equal to 7, they will react. So, but there are other platoons still to move within 3 hexes of this. I mean, actually, only this one, but 1, 2, 3, it is only that one. So I'll need to watch how we move him, because then they will react. So he's not going to react on that because there's other platoons. I mean, that's what we take from that. And I thought it was a bit weird at first, but then I started thinking, well, no, they might not want to fire. They'll fire when they're ready in their turn. They're only going to fire if, yeah. I suppose I could be doing is drawing the fire with this one, knowing that I've got, say I had 2 platoons here, then let me draw the fire with that, and if that rule wasn't there, they would just react to that, and then I'd stroll in with my two platoons, So I suppose that's why that rule will be there. Okay, so they don't react to that. So what about our machine gun? Yeah, to be honest, we can play that game a little bit, because we can move the machine gun first, then he's not going to react again because this isn't within 3. So yeah, I can sort of game that a little bit. Yeah, still not sure where to put it though. I mean, I thought 1, 2, 3, 4, I could bring it down here, then it's in line of sight of everything. It could fire, but it's in an open X. And I thought, well, come down here, but remember, these will not react, but they will have they're still not finished. They're going to have an action to fire at that. So, I mean, that's light woods there. I wonder if I should just move it along into there. Then he's got a shot on hand, but light woods is light woods a 4, or is it only 3? No, it's a 3. So it's the same as the fields. Just the same as fields, light woods, so not really benefit. Is it light? Definitely light woods, that. Yeah, if it's got 4 little trees, it's light woods. It needs to have a lot more trees. Well, actually, I'm not going to be able to get down into here, am I? Because that's going to be 1, 2, and then 3, 4.5. Well, I could by double timing, but that's going to be silly, because then I'm sitting adjacent to that in double time, and they get an extra -2 to their fire, yeah, on a double time target. So I think the safest move is just to come along under the lieutenant there. Just now, I don't. And they've still got 1 high activity level marker to come out here, so that could easily go on these guys, because these. Right, hang on. Don't tell me they've got 2 actions. Did this move? These are part of that as well, aren't they? Yeah, I think our first action was they fired and they moved into position, didn't they? And then they're going to have another action now, and they're going to fire group up and probably do some serious damage to this, I think. But yeah, what do I do? Do I bring things in? I'm not sure. I think that was a decent shot we took on him. So I'm going to move the machine gun 1, 2. Oh, hold on. I'm not going to be able to do that either. I'm not. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. I'm going to have to double time into the woods, haven't I? Because it's 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Because I'm crossing block edge again. I think that may be worthwhile doing though. Okay, I'm going to do that. He wasn't marked double time this turn, so I'm going to do 1, 2. That is a clear hex, isn't it? Yeah. So 1, 2 crossing the bocage, 3 crossing the bocage, and then 4, 5 moving into the White Woods. Having to double time to do that. And then, well, he's going to be marked finished as well, so I can put that on top of that. The lieutenant's still not finished. Okay, and then, what about the other platoon then? Well, he's going to possibly be reacted upon as well, though, Grant. Yeah, I mean, he will. There'll be a die roll for this one. Because again, they wouldn't have reacted in that machine gun because there's still another unit left to move within 3 hexes. So, I'm going to give him 1, 2, 3. That's cross the bocage for 1, into the White Woods, 1, 2, 3. And then on R2, there's no bocage in between these, but into the White Woods for another 2. That's objective marker on the bottom. So ending in there for 5. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's fine. Now he's going to mark finish. However, he is now going to consider. Well, he's going to roll the dice. If there are no other non-routed player platoons or companies remaining to be activated within 3 hexes, roll 1d10 with a roll greater than or equal to 7. AI forces react. So he still needs a greater than or equal to 7, so it's quite a low chance, I guess. Now, I've not done anything with the officer, but I don't think I'm going to move him anyway. Right, let's roll this reaction possible anyway. So greater than or equal to 7 he needs. A 1. Right, so no. He's not going to react. Which, I don't know, I mean, probably would... Well, I don't know. Does it matter? Yeah, no, I probably would have liked him to react, because I'm just thinking now I've put 6 steps in this hex. Oh, I think I was going to lose out on that anyway, wasn't I? Did I not read up on that recently, that it still counts? Even though the reaction is only against... Right, why is that stuck? Even though the reaction is only against this one guy, because he's in a hex with 6 steps, they would benefit from that -1. Okay, so they're not reacting. That's marked finished. And then, yeah, our officer is fine sitting where he is, I think. Yeah. So, there's no day to rally or anything like that anyway, so. Okay, that's it. That's our activation over. So it's now back across to the Germans. Well, it's going to be the 2 actions, but again, I'm just going to have a quick glance back on what happened in the last part with us. I feel like this attacked and then this had moved from somewhere. Just in case I hadn't actually done anything with this, but I'm pretty sure I did. Right, yeah, no, they both actually attacked. They both joined up as a fire group and attacked that hex. And the 2 action marker, because it's just on where the officer is, so... Right, so, well, that's going to be the priority, isn't it? We don't need to look at that. There's nothing routed, so that's the first 2 priorities, and then the third priority is the company or force that's marked with a 2 actions marker. And that is that. So we're going to remove that, and Willenhoff and his team are going to... Yeah, they're just going to do exactly the same thing. So what have they got? Yeah, I didn't do anything to that, did I? Yeah, didn't I talk about trying to do something to these machine guns? Well, I don't know what I mean, I had nothing in range on that, did I? Okay, so that's a full 10. Zoom in a little bit so we can see things better. So, and then under here, I think we've hit one of these. Yeah, only one though. So that's 5, 11, and 10. Yeah, it's 21 again. Yuck. 21 again. We are in the buildings built up area, so it's a 5. I'm not quite sure what's all hitting there, but let's just roll the dice and see what happens. So 21, and they're going to get the machine gun adjacent, which is a -2. Do they have this automatic fire? They do. Of course they do. So there's a -2 and... Oh, right, I do need to check the hex for the steps in. So -2 for that, -1 for the automatic fire. So do we have 6 steps in the hex? I get the feeling maybe not. So there's a captain, right? So he's taking a hit. And he's taking a hit. And the bottom is the objective marker, yeah. So we've only got 10 steps. Not 10 steps, we've got 10 strength. So we've lost. Yeah, each platoon is 3 steps, but they've lost a step each. So we've got 4 steps, is that right? Struggling with my small numbers now. Yeah, the first platoon, they've got 3 steps, but they've got a step loss, so that's 2, and then the same for the second one, so that's 2. So they're not going to get that -1 as well. However, they are getting a -3, which is bad enough. On the 21 column, so it's on the 20 column. Remember, they do need to end up with 5, but look at it's down there, and they're getting a -3, so it's quite likely that this is going to be a hit. Let's just hope it's just 1 hit. Or can they get 2 hits out of that? Well, they can. Only just. But right. Let's hope for a high die roll. So with 20 strength. Well, a -3. That's just what I said. It was unlikely. So on the 20 column, they rolled a 4 with a -3 is a 1. That's a result of 10. Oh my, that's bad. So that's 2 hits. We're in the bottom area, it's got a divisor of 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. That's the number of hits that we're going to take. That's awful. So this time, let's take that off. So, we're taking these step loss markers off because these guys are just flipping over. So let me come right down to here and we'll flip that guy over. So we divide the hits out between the 2 of them. So he flips over now to that side. He's got 1 step left and a firepower only 3. And then this guy flips over as well. He's the same. So now we've lost 4 steps in total. Is that right? Yeah. From the company that had 4 platoons to start with. Right. First of all, Captain Ryman needs to roll. Now he's going to get a -2 to the roll because there was 2 hits dished out. And if we end up with a result of, what is it? Is it 2? Or does it have to be a result of 1? I can't remember that one now. I think the result has to be 1 actually. So we'll roll 2 die. It will be 2 dice because this is a main rule action anyway. Right, wait till we cut up again. Yeah, hits on officers. If an officer is accompanied and you suffer 1 or more hits, either due to an attack or assault, the owner employer must check if the officer becomes a casualty or not. Do so, roll 2d6, subtracting 1 for each hit. So we're subtracting 2 if the modified total is equal to 1 or less. The officer's eliminated. Yeah. So we need to roll something like we just rolled. Well, no, we need to roll a 3. Aye. 3 out of 2. Right, that's fine. So 8 minus 2 is 6, so officer's fine. Right, so the next one though that I need to... I think it's only when it exceeds... However, is our morale being reduced now? Well, does that really matter? We don't need to check for morale, but... well, let's see if we... That's in my... That's the section we want, is on morale. So it's section 9, page 18. I read this recently. I think it's greater that it needs to exceed. The step losses need to exceed the amount of companies that we started with. So we've suffered 4 step losses. Hang on. Where's our other guys for this? Oh dear. Are they not in here? So hang on. This is Foxtrot. If it is in here. Oh dear. Right, well we have exceeded it. So they took 2 step losses. This has got a step loss in it as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 step losses in total we've got for this company, for Foxtrot company. So I think morale is affected. So a company's morale is equivalent to the morale of its officer combined with his leadership value. For rated officers, leadership is not counted in morale calculations. However, a company morale is reduced by 1 for each step loss suffered that surpasses the original number of platoons that belong to it, not including the officer. Yeah, so we've suffered 5 step losses, which is 1 more than the companies we started with. So our morale has been reduced by 1 now. So the morale of that officer, no, he's in here, was 7. His leadership value is 1. That still applies, but if we were to do a company morale check right now, it's not 7, it's 6 because we've got it reduced. Gives you an example there. A company starts with 4 platoons, 1 officer. During combat, it loses 1 entire platoon and the other 3 suffer step losses. Thus, the total is 6 steps lost. 3 for an eliminated platoon, plus 3 more from the remaining platoons. Company's morale is thus reduced by 2. Right, so actions that trigger a morale check. 1 is platoons eliminated, no. Company's officer eliminated, no. And then the other 3, 4, 5 and 6, that was 1 and 2. 4, 5 and 6 are regarding assaults. Number 3 though is the one that could apply, but I'll put this. This is in purple, which makes me wonder what it said previously. Do I have that old drill book there? I do. Not that I suppose I should be looking at what it used to say, but well, the wording previously was a lot less than what it's got there, so it must have needed some sort of clarification. It says in the old book, for each step loss suffered that surpasses the original number of platoons that belong to it, not including the officer. So we've just suffered, when we suffered that 4th step loss, that would have been fine, but when we suffered the 5th step loss of the company, that's when we need to do a morale check, I believe. Let's just see what that says. Any of its platoons receive hits and the total number of casualties suffered by the company exceeds the total number of platoons that make it up at the start of the battle, not counting the officer. Yes, that's correct. A single check is performed each time it occurs, regardless of the number of steps in which it is exceeded. If they are hit in subsequent attacks, their morale will be checked in the same way. Okay, so we do need to do a morale check here. So it's a company morale check. And here's the procedure here. Remember, we're getting a -1 because the amount of step losses we've got, and our officer's got a morale of 7. So once an action triggers a company morale check, the affected player has to carry out the following procedure. Right, roll 2d6. If the result obtained is less than or equal to the morale of the company, it passes morale check and despite the negative effect suffered, maintains its strength and continues to fight. If the result is greater than the company's morale, then the company fails the morale check and the effects depend on the difference between the roll and the morale of the company. And then there's 3 different things that could happen. If it's greater than by 1 to 4, they're routed. If it's greater than 5 or greater than or equal to 5, then the company disintegrates and is immediately eliminated from the game. And then if it's already routed, that number becomes 3 or greater. So, but yeah, I was hoping to find where it talked, but does it not just tell us here that the he does get a leadership value? Yeah, yeah. Company's morale is equivalent to the morale of its officer combined with its leadership value. Okay, so the officer involved has a company morale of 7 and a leadership value of 1. So it's 8. However, we're getting a -1 because we've lost 5 steps. Right. So a 7 or less and we're good. I'll just nudge that aside just in case bad things do happen. We can bring it back in. Less than or equal to. So less than or equal to 7 on 2d6. Here we go. Oh, looks low enough. That's a 2. I can't see what that is. No, it's a 1. Right, good. So we're okay. We're okay. We can relax. Yeah, but wasn't good really. Okay, well at least that's then now finished though, isn't it? That is brutal. I was clearly starting to see how strong that is. We took that other objective marker. I think that might reduce their rush value to 3 next turn, which will only allow them to get 1 of the high activity level markers. Because getting them is like, yeah, they're more than likely going to get two shots. Okay, 41 minutes. I could push a little further. So they've got Alpha Company of the Airborne and Bravo Company of the Panzer Grenadier Motorised Division, Motorised Company, and we've only got Echo left. And yeah, we can't fire at anything, so. Well, I think we've probably got to move in here and try and deal with this, haven't we? Okay. So one thing we need to watch is, well, hang on. He's not got a line of sight to that at the moment, but as soon as if I move anything into there, they will have line of sight and possibly be able to react. And this time there's nothing within 3 of him. Well, yeah, no, we're talking about this hex, so I'm saying this is within 3 of that, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this. So, however, if I go here, well, that's coming down the road. Is that not a more sensible way to do it anyway, Grant? Probably. So, should we get our machine gun into position? Can we? Can we get our machine gun into position? 1.5. Oh no, it's good. It's good movement into the bottom here. It's only a 1. So yeah, I think I'm going to move the machine gun. It's not getting double time, so that comes off. And I'm going to move the machine gun 1.5 into the field, and then another 1 into the bolt up area. I think. Thing is, I would quite like to have something here. Well, it's going to be a possible reaction. Well, you know what? If they react, it means that they can't do it in the next turn. So, can I move these 2 together? Yeah, I don't want to move 2. I just want 1 in there. Well, hold on. No, you don't, Grant. Because, yeah, you kind of want 2 in there as well, don't you? So, he's moved into there. He's finished. Well, I'm not just going to put this in here as well. Pretty sure I am. So that's going to move in there too. And they're all going to be marked finished. Right, I'm going to move these together. So that's going to be 1, 2.5, 3.5, 4. Yeah, I can move into there. So I'm going to move these into here. Now, it does. He's not got a reaction marker, right? He's got a line of sight on that. However, it's 1, 2, 3 away. Well, actually, hold on, stop, Grant, because his fire factor, we already said it's going to be, actually, it's not 5, it rounds up, remember. So it's going to be 6. It's going to be, it's 11, half to 6. But then it's going to be half the gain because it's out of range to 3. So it's not going to react there. It's not even going to roll on the dice because it needs to have 5 or greater. However, when we move to here, which is what I'm going to do, he is now going to roll the dice because he's got a reaction of, he's got a fire factor of 6, which is half of his 11, rounded up, which is enough to do the check. There's no other non-routed player platoons remaining to be activated within 3 hexes. So we're going to roll a 1d10 again. On a 7 or greater, he'll react. Oh, I think it's a 7. Well, you know what, I don't know. Does it matter? It means he's doing something now then. Right, so he's going to react. Here's the thing though. We were here before, and then this is a question that came up, and the answer I got didn't really make it. Nah, it didn't work for me anyway. Because he's reacting, he's now going to get marked with the next activity level marker, starting with high. So he's going to get marked with this for high. Now, I think I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to roll now to see if he gets what is it? The 2 actions marker. Now he's it's 8. Oh, his leadership value is 0 though. So his morale is 8. So we're going to roll for that. That's a 2d6. So anything 8 or less, he's going to get the 2 actions. 7, yeah. So he gets that. So they're going to get 2 action marker. So he's going to react here, and then he's going to do his thing. I'll just put that. It is for Alpha Company. So he reacts on this. Well, we've said that his firepower is 11 because he's got 1 step loss, which gets halved because he's not got a reaction marker, rounded up to 6. So he's firing with 6. He's firing through a field's hex, and that's a divisor of 3. There's 6 steps in that hex, though, as well, which is something to consider. Now, does he have the automatic fire on that guy? No, I don't think so, because it's in there. So remember, they're not all red 6s, them. Yeah, they're all black. So no automatic fire, 6 firepower, and through a field, into a field. Right. Again, 6 steps, though. So on the 6th column, no machine guns and hold on, Grant. Stop. They can react too, can't they? Yeah. Yeah, they've got line of sight. This is a German unit, isn't it? Yeah. But this hex is clear. Obviously, there's a friendly in there. I wouldn't be allowing that. But they can react as a fire group. Does that? I think so. Reaction takes place at the hex with the highest AI, FF, and the lowest divisor value. Assign an activity level marker to the reacting AI force, which we've done. Place the finish marker on reacting forces. Why am I having difficulty with this then? Why am I doubting that they can't do this as a fire group? Maybe because they can't. That's possible. Right, let me see. Fire groups is on page 12. Is it as straightforward as that? They can't do it in reaction. Fire groups. It's possible to combine platoons into groups, adding their fire factors for an attack at the same type. Platoons may only form a fire group if they belong to a single company, are adjacent, and are also in command. Well, that doesn't clear it up. Reaction then. So on page 18. Right, give me a sec. Pause a sec. Platoons that are stacked and belong to the same company may combine their fire, even if they are not adjacent to their officer. Platoons may not combine fire with adjacent reacting platoons. Platoons may not combine fire with adjacent reacting platoons, even if they belong to the same company. Yeah, okay. So they need to be stacked together. Okay, and that was the bit there. It says, if a platoon is fired upon while it's moving through a hex, I've also just realised these are moving, remember, so... Actually, I did have that wrong. If a platoon is fired upon while it's moving through a hex with one or more platoons without exceeding stacking rules, all pertinent modifiers are applied to that platoon, with the exception of the -1 modifier for 6 infantry steps in one hex, as the firing platoon is only firing on the moving platoon, not all platoons in the hex. However, if 2 or more platoons with a combined size of 6 are moving together or fired upon reaction, the modifier will apply. So it will apply in this case, but if, say, for instance, we were just moving this guy through that hex and we moved to there and they reacted, we wouldn't get the -1 for that. But we are getting it for this. Now, I'm starting to wonder now, though, if it might be this that reacts rather than this. Well, that's got a fire power of 10, which would be a half to 5, and that's getting 6. So my guess is it's still as is. A reaction takes place at the hex with the highest AIFF. Yeah, and the lowest divisor value. Right, so it is still going to be them that react. They won't be joining them. Right, okay, good. So, right, they've got a 6. So coming back down to the combat chart. Right, give me a second. Okay, so modifiers are... It's an attack of 6. Modifiers are... No machine gun. Moving target. Oh, hang on. Right, sorry, I got dragged away there for a bit. So, been on pause for a little bit. So we were doing this reaction attack, weren't we? Yeah, and that gets marked with a high activity level marker. It's going to have 2 actions. We've done all that. Right, so he's only got a 6, and it's a moving target, so that's a -1. It wasn't the automatic fire, no. It passes through 1 field hex, so that's going to be a +1. So -1 +1, that back to 0, and then, but it is 6 more steps. So I think it's a -1 total that they're getting. There's no blockage involved, no. Yeah, no machine guns. Right, so it's a -1 on the 6th column. Our divisor is, we're sitting in the field, so our divisor is 3. So a bit higher than the last time, hopefully. Oh, come on. Really? So 3 -1 is 2, so it's going to be the worst result possible on the 6th column. I'm hoping it's still going to only be 1. Oh, no. Seriously? So 6, we rolled the 3 -1, it's a 2 result, it's 6. That's going to be 2 hits. Oh, that's been 2 terrible die rolls there. Let me just double check things here again. Yeah, because he's got 6, he's got 5, that's 11, but it rounds up to... right, hang on, it's 11. Yeah, it's 11, but we've got to half it because he's not marked for reaction. 5.5 rounded up to 6. Right, sorry. I think they're quieting down. I don't want to shut the door because it's really warm. So yeah, so it is 6. It's going through 0.5 hex, but these were moving, so +1, -1, and then these are 6 steps. So -1 was indeed the result. So that's 2 hits, 1 each of them. That's brutal. Not a good finish to this turn for us. So he takes a hit. And he takes a hit. And these are marked finished. And however, the Germans are not marked finished because they've got this. So they're going to get to do something else next. In fact, that's the company that's going to activate, isn't it? Because they've got the 2 actions marker. Oh, this should be on the headquarters chart under Lieutenant Waiter. He is airborne, and he's A. Struggle to find these. Ah, there he is there. It's beside the other one. Okay. Right, that's it done. So it's going to be across to the Germans for. Well, I'm going to cut that there. That's 56 minutes. I did quite that. You know, I'm sort of testing things here and wonder if this is going to hold. You know, if the game's going to hold for me, because I'm a wee bit concerned. But that was quite good. It was simple. I just think while I'm doing it, things seem a bit too simple, and then, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll keep at it just now and see. I hope I can get into scenario 2 because it's going to, because I've not brought all the rules in for 1, and then scenario 2 I think I'm pretty sure brings in some other. It's not just AP fire, so we might get some artillery or some anti-tank stuff. Maybe get some vehicles, I think. But I hope I can go into at least the second scenario. Maybe then after that make a decision on whether it's holding, because things are going quite quick now. I'm getting the gist of a lot of things, and some of these AI things I'm sort of just skipping on by a little bit and leaving out there for anybody that wants to answer, because I think if I keep asking questions on BGG, that's not going to be the way to go with this game, I don't think, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, so hopefully you guys that are watching, John Brown, Hal, and the likes, can keep me straight if you find anything that you're sure about and whatever. Okay, I'll be back with the next part, hopefully still tonight. If not, I'll get a bit done tomorrow. Okay, cheers.